My dearest Fred, my charming beau, I have sent you my finest whiskey and martini gargoyles. I do hope you enjoy them. I have also sent my decorating gargoyles to redecorate your sad bachelor pad. I hope you like magenta and cheetah print. Mwah. Cassandra.
My dearest Cassandra, while I was confused at the timing and briefly concerned as to the rumors that may have circulated, I do enjoy your company, and the waffles were amazing. Perhaps we can arrange it again? Yours truly, Fred.
Dear Cassandra, we should speak to one another without the company of our good friends. We shall take a turn about the garden at our next event and discuss recent events. Esther.
Dearest Connie, I cannot express to you how much it meant to me that you can finally open up about who you are. You have opened my heart to better understand you. After talking with my mother, I have a new outlook on what my life is to be. I hope that it can involve you. Yours always, Torin.
Torin, I'm sorry I spoke out in regards to us. I do hope I did not report our betrothal too soon. I did not know how else to break Isabel not being your betrothed in any way that would save face for anyone involved. No matter what, feelings were to be hurt with this news. I'm truly sorry to have sent this shock through Larkwell. That being said, my feelings are true. The ring I sent to you is the smallest gesture I could make to express this. I hope it is to your liking. I have also provided a dowry large enough to bring your family estate back from the debts which have been chaining you to the ghosts of your familial past. I do not expect your aunt to ever like me, but I have hopes that this dowry will soften her opinion of me to at least make us a bearable thought for her. When you are in better spirits, I have a horse for you. I shall teach you the Western style of riding which enchanted you so. Yours, Connie.
Dearest Kit, you have my deepest gratitude for showing me how to open the path of fey magic. But most of all, I must thank you for reminding me what fun truly is. I had almost completely forgotten. On your next occasion of mischief, call on me. P.S. What do I do with all of these bendy straws? Fred.
Fred, I hope you know I did really care about you. I feel like you are not in this relationship. You never let me in, and I cannot live in a marriage like that. Due to this, we can no longer be wed. I'm sorry for breaking this off, but I want you to be happy just as much as I want to be happy. Please find your happiness. You deserve it, even if you don't believe you do. I wish you best, Margaret.
Dearest Margaret, my darling, our days below the birds may be numbered. I'm certain you've heard of what transpired between Fred, Cassandra, and I. Suffice it to say that relationship may have reached its end. Let me now say this. Duty bound me to Miss Montigue, but that cage has been unlocked, and I fly from it with the speed of eagles. There is now nothing to stop me telling you this fundamental truth. I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you. And if you would have me, I would seek a life with you. Please hasten to respond. Each minute I wait to hear from you is like an arrow unto my heart. Yours forever, Esther.
Hey, and welcome back. We are now officially in our finale of our Good Society game. It's been super cool. If you are not caught up, you should probably go do that. But as always, I am your GM, Val. I use any pronouns you like, really. Before we get started, let me introduce you to our tabletop travelers.
I'm not going to look around today. I'm Aunt. I will be playing Dr. Connie O'Riordan. I go by she, her, or they pronouns, whichever make you happy. And let's give you a fun fact about horses yet again. The Lipizzaner, or the Lipizan, is a Spanish or Italian breed of horse that there's actually a special school to train these horses, and they have these crazy, like, exaggerated jumps and like they rear up on their hind legs. They are exclusively white horses, and they are very sought after, and their form is immaculate.
So not mid.
They're not mid horses. They are like the least mid horses.
Gases.
They're absolutely gas.
All right. I'm Jay. He, him pronouns. playing Fred Dessler. Fun fact, the Latin name for Wolverines is translates to, oh boy, I have to look it up now.
We'll have to come back to you.
Nope.
Oh, you got it?
Glutton. That's what it is.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I love Latin names where they like clearly have beef with the animal.
Hi everyone, I'm Maeve. I go by she, they pronouns. I play Torin Radcliffe, he, him pronouns. And my fun book fact is that books have a history spanning thousands of years, from the earliest in 3000 BC in Mesopotamia, where they were clay tablets. So books have been around for a long time.
Very cool. Hello, I'm Elle. I use whatever pronouns you got lying around. I will be playing Lieutenant Esther Haskell. What?
I just liked the Fred and then the very funny lieutenant.
She has a rank, and Fred does not. My fun fact is the organ that allows songbirds to sing is called a syrinx.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool. All right. So, today, it is the day you all have clearly anxiously been awaiting. It is the marriage of the future Countess Beatrice Cargill to her fiancé Jasper Cargill. As you can imagine, we find ourselves on the backyard of the estate of the Count. Don't ask me what it's called. I didn't name it. But, you know, beautiful backyard. It's quite large. There are, you know, magically piped in music. There is birds fluttering about. There's petals seemingly falling from nowhere. The Count's cool horses are, you know, trotting about. I don't know. They're just loose.
And the mid horses? And the mid horses?
They're gone.
They've not made an appearance.
They've not made an appearance.
They're in the stable.
They've not
He's
made an
ashamed of the
appearance.
mid horses.
And kind of just everyone who's anyone both from Larkwell and the surrounding areas are here to wish these two well, because they are essentially the future of Larkwell. So, of course, as often happens to the four of you, you've had no choice but to come. You know, you're all very excited for your good personal friends, Jasper and Beatrice, though. Now, there have been a few changes in goings-ons at the table. Last time we ended with a few of you resolving inner conflicts, and what that translates to in this game is funky stuff happening to your connections. When you resolve an inner conflict, you have the option to play a new major character, which luckily nobody did because that would be really confusing for the last episode. You can take over an existing connection, you can create a new connection, or you can cause something major or significant to happen to any connection on the board. So the three of you who have made changes to that, would you like to explain the new dynamic before we hop in?
I guess I'll go first. So since I have resolved, well, not me, Viscount Torin resolved his inner conflict, I have chosen to also become Jasper, our new betrothed this lovely night.
Our boy.
Our boy.
Okay, I'll go next. Since Esther has resolved her inner conflict, I've chosen to make something happen with Kit, the connection that I play. And Kit has now Anastasia Radcliffe has taken an interest in furthering Kit's relationship as sort of a way to get back at Torin for the end of last episode.
So I imagine Kit is here.
Oh, absolutely.
Surprisingly invited.
Yeah.
Like, brought by his aunt. Dressed up more so than I imagine he typically likes to be.
Yeah, the usual Kit is very, like, Victorian orphan coded.
Yes.
You know, it's a lot of, like, suspenders and things. Mm-hmm. And today Kit is wearing a suit for the first time that anybody has ever seen Kit wear formal wear.
Wow.
It is silk and brocade, and it is very fancy.
He's thrilled. I'm certain.
There's a very stiff air about Kit. he has been hanging out with these fine folks for too long, and he's starting to get that whole air of anxiety.
Us? No.
No way.
Never met her.
And Aunt, you are also in charge of a new person.
Yes. So since Dr. O'Riordan resolved their inner conflict last week, I will also be covering Carolyn, or Caroline, who is the mother of Beatrice.
Yes, she is Countess Carolyn Cargill.
Yes.
Triple C.
Triple C, that's what they call her around Larkwell. That's her slam poetry name.
Yeah, she's real big on the underground scene.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this character's about to go off the rails. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yep.
In Anne's hand? Probably.
Just our most like normal, even-keeled mom figure of the game. It's all gone.
I would like the record to show that I was like, wait, she's the really normal one, right? The boring one? That's the one
Give
I
me
want.
that.
Gimme.
Yeah. I don't do crazy
And
stuff.
Fred is still a little bit in his conflict, so nothing new happening over on the side of the table. Well, plenty of new things happening to Fred, but maybe not resolving his inner demons quite yet. He's working on it.
I'm working on
It's
it.
been a good work in progress. Yeah, so you've got the wedding. You've got gargoyles of all natures serving people. Again, anyone walking around, so any connection is kind of fair game to come talk to at this point. How does our groom look?
Oh, he's like super anxious. Like he is pretty new to like this whole society, like just because of his wealth, and you know, he's still a little on edge with his new father-in-law, and so he's like trying to make sure that everything goes to plan. And like he's also just like really nervous about the wedding in general, just because he like still barely knows his betrothed. So he's fussing with his ascot. He's like trying to make like little tiny changes around the scene, and like is obviously sweating, glistening, not doing too hot.
Yeah, I think Beatrice is off getting ready, but you know, she was surprisingly chill about the whole shooting her dad thing. If you'll recall, she did ask you guys because she did have the suspicion that maybe it was not entirely Jasper's fault. So they've had that bonding experience at least. But besides that, you know, we're only, I don't know, maybe a month has passed in game.
Yeah.
A couple of fortnights, if I do recall. So they really have not had the most time to become besties, let alone, like, you know.
Yeah.
She's off wherever she needs to be, getting ready for the wedding. Other members of the family are floating about. What are our major characters up to as they've, I assume, already arrived kind of at the point of mingling?
Has the like wedding happened? Are they married, or are we?
No,
like,
we're
is
kinda
this a
like-
pre-party?
This is like the, yeah.
A pre-party. Yeah, Esther's here, full red coat, red, as usual. She is scanning the crowd desperately, looking for Cassandra, which is a new thing for her. But they have to talk.
I don't know about what.
What could
I have no
possibly
idea.
be?
I have no idea, Cassandra. Notes are being passed.
Furiously scribbling.
Nothing going on over here.
What's Frederick up to? Did he arrive maskless?
Maskless.
That's
Yes.
awesome. It's your first major function
Yes.
with your current form, which, as we remember last episode, you did lift the curse, and that at least relocated your jaw a little bit.
Which is nice.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
still rocking the scar, but
It's starting to heal.
yeah, and you're a little more confident about
A bit.
yourself,
Yeah.
which I think makes a difference.
Making our first outing.
There are lots of whispers about it.
Okay.
You come alone?
No.
Or with Cassandra?
Ooh, who's with you, Fred?
Cassandra.
Oh,
Are you like announced together or something?
I believe we have shared a carriage.
the horse blanket.
Oh my god. A horse camo blanket.
Darling, so happy we could come together. I'm glad you followed my fashion advice and went with the maroon leopard print. I'm
Also,
so
yes,
happy.
Fred is all rizzed up. So
Stop saying Riz.
Jay walked in today and said, I'm all rizzed up. And 2 of us work with middle schoolers and
I am
immediately
too old
took
to say Riz.
800 damage.
So everybody older than me is also too old to say Riz.
never too old.
But yes, Fred is all rizzed up.
Yes,
Shall we enter together?
I think
we shall.
as soon as the doors open and you guys walk in, it's like a homing missile, just like locked on to target. Esther has a very similar quality to her mother when she is angry at a person, and it's
You can feel it.
you can feel it,
across the
you can
function.
see it across the function, and she's just staring at the 2 of you.
I mean, Cassandra's going to be too busy. And Cassandra also provided bendy straws for the entire wedding.
I do quite like these.
Cassandra or Connie?
Cassandra did.
She has connections like
Yeah.
that.
She's connections like that. Yeah.
I mean, Connie can make them, but not that many. I mean, for the whole wedding, that's
ludicrous.
ludicrous.
And of course, we can't have Kit help.
Yeah, I mean,
There'd be swear words in
There
them.
would be swear words.
Connie doesn't have whiskey gargoyle money. Crazy.
It'd be wild.
Not anymore.
I did not notice that was horses.
I went to 5 different stores to find something for this specific moment. I like everybody to
That
go
one
out.
horse came up.
So yeah, you guys walk in, and Esther just starts forcing her way through the crowd straight over to Cassandra. Oh, my dear.
Hello, Esther.
How are you this day? I did not know you would be in attendance.
Of course I
My
am.
betrothed.
I don't think so anymore. I'm a little busy.
I'm gonna go get a drink, I think.
Yes,
Well, I did
please.
bring the whiskey gargoyles.
No, that's
and
okay.
the martini gargoyles.
I'm gonna go to the bar.
I even brought the cosmopolitan gargoyles. They
My
haven't even been
love.
invented yet.
Fred is like sidestepping away one step at a time.
Stepping over gargoyles.
Shall we get some air and speak?
Of course.
Some
Whatever
air.
you like.
Let's. And she takes Cassandra's arm and
Cassandra will
like half drags her out.
watch the horse. The horse guard.
Of course.
Watch the
The
horse.
horses.
Watch the horse, of course.
Of course.
Of course,
the
of
horse.
It's custom made by Ocean State Job Lot.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. So, I say we're outside, away from as many people as
You
we
were
can get away
outside
from.
before, but now
Okay,
you're slightly
yeah.
more outside.
Like straight up, like in
In
a
the
corner,
woods.
as far into the woods as I can get without arousing suspicion.
Yeah, into the Count's ceremonial woods.
Yeah,
Yes,
the fake
full
woods.
of worms.
So,
Yes.
what possessed you to spend the night at the home of my good friend Frederick?
Well, he's handsome and mysterious and interested in me, unlike someone.
Do you honestly believe that a marriage between 2 prominent families has anything to do with the interests of either party? Do you honestly believe that?
Do you mean, do I care? Those
Either
are 2
one.
different things. I
Either
don't
one.
care. I want to follow what I'm interested in. Otherwise, I would not have become an actress, an actor.
In front of the
It's magic.
magic, yeah.
Acting.
It's showing up on the thing. Cassandra,
Yes.
I'm not sure you understand exactly how much is riding on this union for the other people involved in it.
Esther, my dear, I don't care. You're a lovely person, but we don't like each other. We barely tolerate each other.
Do you believe that Jasper and Beatrice like each other or enjoy each other's company? No, of course they don't. They've barely spoken 10 words to each other in the last month.
Care.
Cassandra, please, I am begging you to look outside of yourself for just a moment.
I look at Frederick, and he's lovely. I look at you, and you're like a sour candy. You know, like an acquired taste for somebody. For maybe that Margaret girl, but not for I.
There's no need to be cruel about it.
And honestly, do you want to spend time in New Jersey? Think about that. Is my money really worth it? New Jersey.
It's not about your money.
Not Jersey. New Jersey.
Can't keep making me laugh. Can't stay mad when you laugh. It's not about your money, Cassandra.
Well, if it's not about my money,
It's
or
about
my feelings, or your feelings, then what is it about?
my family, my position, my reputation, my everything.
Esther, I think as you're talking about this and you bring up your family, you're kind of like subconsciously scanning to make sure your mom is not staring at you. And you see, because you did have a little bit of a conversation about this, she is actually attempting to make polite small talk with Margaret. And I don't know that it's probably a little awkward because they don't really like, but she's attempting.
Can Cassandra see this?
I assume so. I don't know if
Margaret!
Yes?
Auntie, come.
Auntie? How is she your auntie?
It's,
Well, make up your mind, Esther.
First of all, she would become your mother-in-law, not your aunt. But all this said, hello, Mother.
Oh, hello to both of you.
So, my dear Esther here seems to have a bit of an issue that I've dumped them.
You what?
Yes, so it's all clear for you. All good.
For me?
You can have Esther.
It certainly does go against sort of the multi-month-long standing agreement between our families, I suppose. However, perhaps you're right, Cassandra. Maybe it's for the best, for the sake of both of our families' reputation. At this point, if we perhaps, I would say reconsider, but it does seem that you've duly considered and reconsidered and thus decided.
Yes, quite frankly, I think Esther can handle all this.
I mean,
This is all for Frederick.
Oh,
I have no idea how I could
Yes.
possibly be expected to
Oh,
respond to that in front of my mother.
Did Frederick not? Well, that's for you two to discuss.
Perhaps it
but-
would be more suitable to the repairing of the family name if we were not involved with women who show up to make waffles at other men's house.
Wait, what? What?
Mother,
Oh.
you do make a good point, but it truly can't be just that simple.
Well, it's not as though a marriage contract has been signed.
Yes, you never did give me that ring, so, you know.
It will.
I was unsure when it would be appropriate.
Wait, you never gave her a ring?
I never did. Well, I had
Then
only...
how was it?
It will certainly cause a stir, but I think at this point, there's already been quite a stir that perhaps this stir can unstir?
Sure.
Sure.
I need a minute, and she's just gonna go deeper into the woods.
Margaret's gonna follow.
Margaret, you should possibly talk to Frederick about
I
the
don't give a
waffles.
damn about Frederick.
Okay. I must go become the wedding cake.
I must go become the wedding cake.
Okay, Cassandra.
What, Cassandra?
Instead of wearing white to the wedding, she's somehow making it worse by becoming the cake. All right, so you two vanish off into the woods.
Esther,
Margaret,
why were you even fighting for this? I mean, in your letters, it seemed as though that you didn't
because
care.
it can't just be that simple.
I mean, it can't. It just happened.
It can't all just happen.
Why not?
I haven't worked for it. I haven't done anything to deserve it. I mean, Frederick
You've done everything to deserve it.
No, I haven't.
You have fought in a war. You have fought for your title. You have fought for me.
Cassandra just simply says, I don't feel like it, and Fred just says, oh, I forgive you. No, nothing. No, anything. No fight for it. No.
Wait, Frederick forgave you?
He did. Just off the bat. Just like that.
Oh, I feel like I'm missing things. There's no way it was just like that.
It was.
You didn't just walk up to him and he said, I forgive you. There is more to the story. Be honest.
I went to his home, and I brought Torin, and Torin can vouch for it. I said, I'm sorry, and he just said, I forgive you.
I mean, he's also not wearing his mask, and it looks very different than it did the other night. So I believe that there's something more to this that you are not speaking on.
It just felt too simple. And I feel if this is what I've been dreading for so long, then it must have to be so much more complicated than it's been.
Life doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just easy. Like breathing. Like holding someone's hand. And she reaches out and holds her hand.
When has anything ever been easy?
Do you remember when we were children?
Yes.
And we would play and frolic, and that was easy.
It was.
It can be that way again. I've seen it. My mother and father love each other very much. Their life is easy. It doesn't have to be hard. I fear that you struggle so much because of your own insecurities and not always that of everyone else's.
Perhaps you're right. I mean, what use is there fighting when the war's been won?
I still don't believe that you didn't do anything. You work so hard. You work at relationships, you work on yourself, you work on... I just want to see what you get rightfully deserve, and that is happiness. Because you deserve it.
I think the work might be feeling that I do. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Now come back to the party. We can at least have a little bit of fun.
Sure.
Come.
Of course.
All right. Torin. At some point early into your mingling at this party, whatever it may be, it's your first time out, right? Since your sulking session. So maybe the mingling is not quite happening yet.
Yeah.
The Count sort of makes eye contact with you, surrounded by his, important gentlemen of Larkwell and beyond. And he excuses himself, actually, pretty quickly after seeing you, and comes over, and you can see there's, he's always, not been the most conversational of people, but he comes over to you. Ah, it's good to see you,
And you?
Viscount Radcliffe. I'm glad you could make it. I heard you were feeling quite infirmed for a bit.
I feel fine and anew.
Good. Good to hear. Well. Strange thing happened to me the other day.
Yes?
That O'Riordan fellow, yes?
Yes.
Well, he gave me quite a sum of money that I was instructed to give to you as a dowry. Now, typically that would go to, well, I suppose your mother, and then...
I am the head of my household.
Yes, so to you. So I have today to worry about, but I'll be transferring that to your estate as soon as I can. I just assumed you should know, being head of your house and such.
Yes.
Right. Well,
I thank you, sir. And please give my apologies to your wife. I seemed a little cross the other day, and I apologize.
well, perhaps you can find time to speak to her. I think she's quite distracted in other matters right now. But
Yeah, I think she's off with her dog somewhere.
off with her dog somewhere. She's getting the dog into a dress.
Oh, I have a plan.
Oh no.
This was obviously a conversation. He's like, this is an awkward position I've been placed in. I don't want to deal with this. So he kind of like clears his throat and does like a little like head bow and stiffly walks back off to go talk to his boys.
Yeah. I think that the way that Torin looks very differently than what he's looked in before. Like, usually slouched, reclused, hiding almost behind his glasses. He is more stiff-backed, very broad-shouldered. He has, like, more of an aura of, like, confidence that he has never exuded before. And he doesn't hide in the shadows in this party, which is what he normally does. He's more up and in and light conversation. He's still not a socialite, but he's, making more social interactions than he normally would.
Yeah. I mean, I won't make you play dolls with yourself. But
Yeah.
you're, like, talking to the future count. You're going and talking to several people who are probably important for you to connect with as the Viscount. Put an effort in.
Yeah, but definitely he did not come with his auntie. He came before his auntie and Kit. And so he was definitely, like, came of his own accord, not in his house chariot.
Got it.
Chariot?
Chariot.
That's not what I
His
meant to say.
With his beautiful
What
horses.
is that called?
Carriage?
Carriage, thank you.
No, it's a chariot now.
Yeah, you came in a chariot specifically.
I think at some point Kit is going to escape Auntie and just rush over to Torin and be like, my dear brother,
What are you wearing?
that is not the conversation I need to be having right now.
I feel like Kit is walking in a way akin to like when you put boots on a dog.
The thing about Kit is that Kit is currently walking, and that's weird for Kit.
Yeah, like in the way that like
The thing about Kit is that Kit prefers to hover a couple inches off the ground, and that is not allowed anymore.
So again, much like dog wearing boots for the first time, like there's a pronounced awkwardness about it. Like you're not quite sure how your limbs work.
Yeah.
This is an entire character in the Birdcage. This is Agador Spartacus's entire character arc.
I also don't know what that means.
It's a character that never wears shoes, and he's forced to wear shoes, and he cannot. He just
Like a dog wearing
falls.
boots.
And, yeah.
Brother, you need to make up with Auntie
What do you
immediately.
What has
Right now.
she done? Is this her doing?
Yes.
We don't have the money for this. Where did she get this?
I think she dug it out of a basement somewhere. And Brother, the amount of shirts that I am wearing currently is absurd. No one should be required to wear this many shirts.
I mean, I have for many years, but that's not the point.
How do you survive?
It's probably like some of your dad's old clothing. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of a dust to it. It smells like cigars, It's a little too big for Kit. Like it looks like Auntie, because you don't have servants, hastily like put some like stitches in the fabric to try to fix it, but like the coat is like halfway down to Kit's knees.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
Okay, well,
I don't know what you did. She won't tell me. But whatever it was, you need to apologize.
no. I will not. No, Kit, I need you to hear me. I understand that whatever is going on here is affecting you, but it will be resolved. She needed to be told that I am in charge of this family.
Well, if you're in charge,
Kit,
can I at least take the jacket off?
yes, of course.
Kit!
Go hide in the library. She never looks there.
Scampers off to the library.
Auntie is like standing next to Isabel, waiting for Kit to come talk to her.
Yeah, who?
Isabel, your good friend, Isabel.
A very close friend of all of ours.
Isabel looks equally not as excited to be there. I don't think she particularly wants to talk to Kit either.
Who?
And finally, what is the good doctor up to? Because of course the Count would want you to be here in case he gets shot again.
In case he needs more horses. As is wont to do. Connie is at the bar, with the whiskey gargoyle.
It's
And
just
Fred.
like a bar of gargoyles, yeah.
Yeah.
Bargoyle.
Gargoyles!
Yes.
Oh, we got there.
Yeah.
It only took us to the last episode.
Yeah. So Connie's hanging with the whiskey gargoyle, and just sort of, I would say Connie noticed Torin arrive, but Connie is giving Torin some space until Torin approaches.
Especially considering you probably just watched him have clearly that conversation with the Count.
Yes. So
I don't think Torin has noticed that you had arrived. I think that he's kind of like still in his own little head a little bit.
okay.
Okay.
Connie did arrive riding Western style, not in a carriage.
Oh my god.
And he did bring a second horse.
How scandalous.
I wonder why.
So just in case, rumors want to abound. But,
All right. I think that covers everyone except the moment we've all been waiting for. The Countess, what's she up to? We gotta know.
Well, Cassandra has dressed her.
Okay.
So she is in a big flowing gown. Because Cassandra's obnoxious, it is white. And the train is attached to her entire little pack of dogs, her pack of small dogs. So she's got
pack of Italian Greyhounds.
Italian Greyhounds and Pomeranians.
Yeah.
And they're all dressed up in tiny dresses and tuxedos with tiny bows.
They're like kind of how, like, when you're on the red carpet, someone, like, fixes your cape for you. They're, like, maintaining the train.
Yeah, like they're all keeping the
train
train
formation.
in formation, and they're all keeping a very specific pace. Cassandra had something to do with that because the dogs are not that well trained, but Cassandra got it together. So the dogs are kind of puttering along with Caroline as she kind of tends to her daughter, Beatrice.
My beloved daughter, Beatrice. Yeah, no, she is, as we know, I think kind of the main thing we know about her, she loves to be the host. That is kind of, it's her role as the Countess to be this esteemed hostess. And she is, and this is obviously the most important event she's hosted. So she's in her element. She is understandably reasonably more excited about this than Beatrice is.
Yes.
This is really her event, and maybe the Count's event, but he really does not want all that on him. All right.
Every time there's clapping, the dogs bark, like a little chorus of small dog barking. Just
Beautiful.
saying,
Beautiful.
Just cause.
All right. So, eventually there's like a little swell to the magically piped in music, and then it quiets, indicating that it's time to stop putzing around and sit down. Which everyone does, I assume.
Well, except for Cassandra, she's busy.
I can't.
She's becoming the cake.
Oh, right. You don't need to sound so mad about it.
I don't understand, but okay.
Well, you let me know when the cake is brought out, and I will describe what has happened.
Great. Wonderful. Probably not for quite a bit. Like, there's no reason she couldn't be, unless it takes that long
right.
to become the cake.
Okay, fine. She's around.
She's around.
Yeah. She's thinking about becoming the cake.
She's so
Just
excited.
plotting.
Yeah.
I assume Jasper is up sweating bullets at the front of the crowd.
for sure. He's at the front and like constantly like scanning the crowd and like making sure everyone like looks like they're having a smile on their face, but like completely
Doing the awkward like.
Yeah, just like and like just like ruffling with his like things like
Esther just gives him a...
Isn't that the guy who shot the Count? I can't believe this wedding's still happening. After a bit, Beatrice comes out. She looks beautiful in a way that does not match her mother's situation. It's much more muted. Very simple white gown, elegant jewelry, elegant hair, and again, just sort of a modesty about it that very much suits her. She's kind of opposite to her mother in that.
I think when Jasper sees her, though, his whole, it's like a waterfall of, calm that kind of just, comes over her because, he sees her and he just is, in awe of her beauty.
And I think if there's anything between these two, that's kind of what they've established so far. She is a calmer presence amongst the sort of insane people we've met, frankly. Again, she wasn't really that upset even that she shot her dad. She was the most level-headed of okay, something clearly happened. You didn't need to shoot my dad in the leg. Yeah. So, I think they have sort of realized that they are becoming these sort of calming presences to each other. And everyone can kind of see that. And maybe there's less chatter about the fact that she shot her dad. The ceremony takes place as it would. All of the fanfare, the exchanging of rings, the vows. Everyone in the audience is crying or whatever you guys are up to.
Holding hands under the...
Holding hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Giving each other pointed looks about rings being exchanged and vows and what have you. Isabel's there.
Who? Who?
And it wraps up without commotion, which, is pretty good considering the month Larkwell has had. Everyone stands and applauds. Cassandra disappears quite quickly.
Cassandra gives Frederick a little kiss on the cheek and then disappears.
In public?
In public.
At someone else's wedding, too.
Oh, she don't care. She don't care. Cassandra's going to do what Cassandra do.
Yeah, and I think as the wedding sort of wraps up the wedding-y part, Beatrice will actually kind of stick close to Jasper for once. Usually they're at least 10 feet away at every function that you've seen so far, but she's kind of okay, we're married now. Might give that whole thing a go.
Just might.
Maybe I'll stand,
I might try husband.
I could try husband. So you have the surprisingly happy newlyweds. Obviously, everyone kind of floods to go talk to them, aside from Cassandra.
I think when everyone starts to flood towards Jasper, I think this is the moment that Torin is going to, sneakily pull Connor out to the gardens. Because everyone, I'm guessing, is, kind of be going inside. I don't know where the wedding took place, but...
Yeah, it was out in, their garden area.
Yeah.
So you've got the inside, you've got the Count's decorative woods full of wormlings. Yep. You've got options.
Yeah, so I think, one of, the hedge coves, takes Connor and just be like, I am sorry, but the reason why I reacted the way I did is I wanted to do this properly. And I didn't want to do it in front of people and commotion and throwaway comments because my auntie made a stupid decision. I wanted it to be just us. And as he says that, he's going to use one of his little magic gaze.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that right. And fairy lights kind of glitter around them in this magical way. And he pulls out an old box. It was obviously it's very old crickety, but it's very beautiful and ornate. And he opens it. It's his mother's wedding ring, engagement ring.
Someone else's wedding, Torin? Come on.
Hey, we're
at least you're off to the side.
Yeah, we're off to the side. Just because I didn't want to do it in front of people, and I feel like with the conversation that I had with the Count, it's just going to start bubbling everywhere, and I want you to be able to have this because I love you. And I wish that we could have had a more moment between the two of us and not the way that it happened. And that's why I had to shut myself away. I was so mad at myself for missing this most coveted opportunity to tell the person that I loved them without everything else. And I do love you. And if you'll have me, and you notice he's wearing the ring that you had sent. I would love to be married to you.
I'd love that. And you haven't missed anything. We're here now. And it's beautiful. It's everything I could have asked for, and I hope it's everything you could have asked for. And I'm sorry that, the other day went the way it did. It's not the way I would have wanted it either. But my feelings for you are true.
And, Connie, I appreciate the dowry. And it will help the financial debt, but there's more debts than just financial that I will have to deal with.
Well, we can deal with that together. It doesn't bother me. We'll get through it.
We'll find a way.
We sure will.
And then he places it on your ring.
I don't know if you heard, but I did bring a second horse here today.
I remember the letter. Wait, you brought it here?
I did.
And I was worried about the Count sending rumors. It was all going to be you.
I mean, of course, you're marrying an Irish. What did you expect?
And then he takes Connie's arm and is like, we're going to be trouble, aren't we?
Of course we are. We're going to have to figure out a different nickname for you, though, because Tori's just not going to happen. Too Irish for that.
You can just call me Rin.
All right, that's better.
And then we waltz back in. Beep, 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 beep.
The horse twinks are here.
Does anyone else have anything they want to do, first of all?
Well, has the cake been brought out?
Even the goddamn cake.
Not yet. Okay, we're not ready yet. Okay.
Now, I know you have taken control over Jasper.
Yes.
But I think a fun little thing.
Yes.
Jasper, for some reason, has looked to Esther as sort of his guiding light for how to operate in this society.
Oh, no.
And there's an irony to that, but
That's a really bad idea.
I would like to imagine maybe I'll spend a resolve token to force Jasper on this. Jasper's being surrounded by a great many important people of Larkwell, and Esther's just sort of like, I don't know, walking by to like get a drink of water. Mm-hmm. And Jasper's just like, and Esther's here.
Oh.
Yep. Esther.
Hello.
This is Lieutenant Esther. Has everyone seen Lieutenant?
Yeah, and you're talking to just like some folks. Let me pull from my random.
Ooh, randos.
Oh my god, can we finally get our good friend Horatio? Or Horton, sorry. Horton. What the who?
Horton's here.
Horton's here.
Who?
Oop. Okay.
Behind the scenes, the Horton card has just been staring me down the entire time I've been here.
Horton in a pile. Can I do like the Instagram thing with Horton?
He has very piercing eyes.
He's very
He
like.
does look like a tall, dark, and handsome kind of guy.
Describe him because it's kind of. He's very tall, dark, and handsome, but he has very haunted eyes. I have been looking at Elle the whole time. So we've got just these couple gentlemen of sort of. Obviously not to the Count's level, but equal importance. Mm-hmm. You know, the boys.
The boys.
Jasper has yet to really, get in with the boys, because he's not really, the boys of boys.
So, Esther here took me on a worm hunt. We had a grand old time,
yes,
and we're going to go on one soon, aren't we?
We are. Yes, we are going to go on another hunt.
We would love for you guys to come.
Yes, of course, the more the merrier.
Oh, well, we'll certainly be there. We've heard there was a bit of a mix-up at your last worm hunt.
Yes.
Well, Fred
Yes, Fred.
took a kill that was rightfully mine. Of course, he snuck it out right from underneath me. Of course, it was a blunder on my part to take so long to line up my shot. I could have gotten it much quicker than that, but he was faster than I was.
And Esther's been giving me lessons because of my
Yes.
unhappy accident, if you may.
He held the gun upside down. It almost went wrong, but
Yes,
He
that's what
figured it out.
happened.
He figured it out.
Yes, yes, of course.
You know,
Well, do tell us more about that worm you nearly slayed.
well, it was a very large worm.
And I think, they are. Esther manages to sort of keep them off the, like, Jasper kind of sucks at this by telling those stories, and, like, at some point maybe you're even into, like, well, that was nothing. I fought real worms.
Even a bigger one, the size of the Count's country manor, and I was separated from my men, and not that they would have done much. They always gave me the newest, greenest recruits, but
And the
blah, blah,
dogs
blah.
were out.
And the dogs were out.
Of course, anyone who knows anything about worm hunting knows that you
mustn't wear shoes.
mustn't wear shoes.
Yep,
You could never
I knew
sense a
that's
worm.
the first rule.
You could never sense a worm coming if you were wearing shoes. They get in the way.
Oh, yes, the worm greaves.
Yes, of course, you know.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yes, you're a gentleman of status. Well, and then she just keeps going on about the time she single-handedly killed a giant. It wasn't really that big.
As they're talking, though, like, Jasper's gonna try to sneak away.
Jasper gets, like, just enough cool cred before he knows he's going to reach a point of, like, clearly not knowing what he's talking about.
Yep, and he's
And
like,
then he's going to be like, I have to go find my
I'm
wife.
going to go find my wife. Where is his wife, Beatrice?
I assume she's just, she's talking to Isabel as you do.
Okay, Isabel.
Oh,
where are you
excuse me,
at?
I must go talk to my husband, like, mid-conversation.
Jasper's like, who are you?
Lady, I think we haven't met. Oh, hello. Do you mind if I steal my wife away?
Sure, I guess.
I feel like that's the first time you said Isabel's voice.
It's definitely not.
Second time.
Isabel just sort of,
Third time.
fades.
I think so.
I'm gonna take Beatrice. Like, I understand that I'm going to be. Is that how it works? Am I going to be the count after your father dies?
Well, yes.
Oh,
That's
that's how it works.
very much how it works.
Right.
Yes.
Right. God, you look beautiful.
Oh. Well, you look quite dashing. Perhaps you could, and she, like, will take a little, like, kerchief from somewhere and just, like, dab the sweat.
Oh yes.
There. Dashing.
Aw.
Yes, I've been very nervous. Everyone is just so fancy.
Well, they don't seem to think you're not. I haven't heard. I know it is our wedding, and perhaps people wouldn't say so, but I haven't heard anything particularly negative. Well, a few comments about the shooting, but
I swear it was
surprisingly
an
positive.
accident.
And I saw that you and Esther were making good conversation.
Yes, she's been my saving grace.
Surprisingly, Esther's just, like, boying around with the boys.
Yeah. She's on to the third worm that she killed on her own.
Yeah, and you, like, for once, like, I think you found your sort of stride amongst this group of people. You're
Listing worms.
yeah, you're broing out with the bros.
Yeah.
But back to our couple.
Yeah.
I think everyone has their little idiosyncrasies if you look around. Like, I truly don't know what's happening with the Viscount half the time.
I know, he's so weird.
He's quite weird. He's a good...
Yeah, he keeps to himself, mostly.
I think you two will get along once you're Count, or I guess leading up to it. 'cause-
He's gonna have to help me with a lot, because I'm not very good at this. You've been so gracious. I know we haven't, spent a lot of time, but you've been my saving grace, and I'm really happy about it.
She seems like a little, like... I think a lot of expectation has been put on her, too. And she's like, oh, I'm kind of doing this. Well, I guess I could say the same to you. Look around. There's far, far worse people that my mother could have decided to pair me up with.
Yes, your mother is lovely, very lovely.
She's a bit much, I understand, but...
But this world is so weird to me. I don't...
Maybe that's a good thing. Perhaps an outside perspective will be good for Larkwell.
Yes.
You've got a good head on your shoulders, Jasper. You didn't come into your money just by accident. You're shrewd. You know how to handle things, which is more than half these people can say, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, some of them don't even know how to finance anything. They just throw money at me, and I'm like, you don't even understand what's happening. It just...
The
anyways.
gargoyles.
Yeah, they're just throwing money around and magic around, but, like, not really throwing magic around. I don't really understand the magic thing. Like, I really wanted to do the butterflies at the end of the ceremony, but that was too gauche.
Well, perhaps after ceremony, you could show me the butterfly trick you've been working on.
I'd love that.
I think she does, like, a little giggle, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell she's actually, like, starting to, maybe like this guy.
Well, I probably should get back to the party, but I do enjoy these little moments, just the two of us.
As do I. And we'll have many more, I should hope.
One should hope.
All right. I think...
I was expecting her mother to just like prance in with the doggies.
I think she's busy with the cake.
Yeah.
The cake.
I feel
No,
like I
not
should
Cassandra. I was saying her mother.
Oh.
With the bumpers.
Oh, no, I know. I think her mother is busy with the
That's
cake.
fair. That's fair. With Cassandra with the
With
cake.
whatever these
Trying
two.
to make sure it doesn't get Cassandra'd.
I think these two are definitely an odd friendship because they both value flashiness, perhaps in different ways, but I think they've come together on a few events like this, and perhaps much to the chagrin of the rest of the Cargill family, Cassandra has had a part in certain aspects of this, the cake being one of them. So what happens with the cake, Aunt?
Okay. So, Cassandra is wheeled in. She has a giant dress. It is 30 feet in diameter.
She's the Barbie cake?
I was just about to say that is the
Yes,
Barbie cake.
made it entirely of cake. And she is being wheeled around the room, but it turns out she's not actually being wheeled. She's just sort of floating around the room. And the staff is serving cake from her dress.
Serving.
I mean, she's serving.
She's leaving no crumbs.
No crumbs.
They are being swept up.
And it just turns out that there's just like cake within cake within cake. It's like a cake turducken of cakes.
I love it.
Of different types
What
of
flavors?
cakes.
Yeah.
Every type.
Oh, okay,
so
good.
there's, each quadrant is a different flavor, and then each layer going in is a different flavor. So she's just sort of floating around, and cake orders were taken in advance so that she could kind of get to each person's cake order as
They
they
told
wanted.
Jasper the butterflies were too gauche, mind you.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't obviously magical,
No.
so.
Yeah, only if you look at her feet. And
Right.
Which you can't really see because there's so
No,
much
that's
cake.
nice and subtle and tasteful. A tasteful floating cake.
And Caroline has changed into her second outfit of the evening that Cassandra also designed.
Yeah,
so
of course.
it's basically the same outfit, except now the dogs that had dresses, those have trains, and there's guinea pigs holding those trains. So it's just sort of
And yet
spreading.
the butterflies.
The butterflies
were
are too
too
much.
gauche.
yeah. Jasper might feel a little way about this.
Oh, yeah.
This was definitely like the mother-in-law thing where she's like, "Oh, you want to add anything to my ceremony that
yeah.
I planned?"
Yeah.
No.
No men,
Cassandra
no boys allowed.
is singing "I Dreamed a Dream" as she's floating around the room.
Beautiful wedding song.
Yeah.
And then she'll go into memory from Cats.
Cats
Yeah.
in 18.
In 1860.
I mean, I guess
Well, to
Lion-
be
we have
fair,
got
a
Lion
dream to
King.
dream is
Yeah, but a
technically
Lion
that
King-
exact time period, which is wild.
The thing about the Lion King is you can plausibly.
Say his name.
It's Hamlet.
Yeah.
Cats?
Yeah,
Cats.
Andrew Lloyd Webber is here. He just whipped that up.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's
even
he's a
the
time
Practical
traveler.
Cats whatever book has been written yet. Like T.S. Eliot is a kid.
Well, just Andrew Lloyd Webber is a time traveler. It's
Yeah,
fine.
he's a time traveling wizard.
Yeah. And maybe if there's time, she'll go into La Vie Boheme.
Love
You know,
you, Bo.
she's doing like a Broadway like best of album.
Does Broadway exist yet?
No!
And it's all single woman. If they're like La Vie Boheme, if there's conversations, she's doing them back and forth. Like, she's doing
Love
it all.
it.
Yeah. Here's your second book fact of the day. Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats was written during the 1930s.
Yeah.
Published in 1939.
Like,
so we're
so
about
TSL hasn't even
125
been born yet.
We're 125 years a little too soon
Okay,
for that.
Cassandra also has the cosmopolitan gargoyles
Yeah.
and the these are
She
cocktail,
obviously
but
wrote.
She wrote all these
That
songs.
was what inspired
Yeah, she
the
goes-
book and then the musical.
Yeah.
she goes for. She's actually Andrew Lloyd Webber. Duh.
Okay, all right. We can't stay
Indra,
here.
I
We
hate
can't stay here.
I hate everything about this.
I love it.
How do you navigate with a 30-foot diameter cake dress?
That's what you're still on?
How would you
By
fit
floating.
How, but
With
how would
magic.
you fit
This has
between
been
the
established.
The tables are 32 feet apart.
And now we know why.
And now we know why.
tables? What about mice?
What about mice?
She's floating, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean,
Checks out, checks out.
I guess if you're that concerned, there's a little table for the mice, and she has a cheesecake for them.
I can't. We can't stay
Is
here.
it a cheese
We can't keep
cake
talking
or is
to
it
ants.
cake made of cheese?
We're
Yes.
giving them
Yes.
too much power. The more we engage with the fiction, the worse Ant becomes.
GM.
I'm recovering.
Save me
I'm
from
recovering.
myself.
This is every day at our house. By the way.
Yeah.
So-
For the most part, the gathering's going smoothly.
If I may,
Yeah.
at some point, I think Esther's going to try and pull Fred into the gathering of boys.
The boys.
Oh, the boy.
And there he is, the man who stole my kill, as we were just discussing.
Oh.
Well, yes, it was a little quicker, but
Well, you
it
must
was
have-
your shot.
It was.
Yes.
Perhaps not your most honorable moment, but you must have war stories of your own. Worm stories.
Sure. Lots of stories of huge worms.
Well,
They were huge,
They were huge,
and they were worms.
and they were worms.
the boys are bullying as hard as they can. They're like slapping you on the back. They're like, well, go ahead, don't be shy.
What's to say? It's,
I'm sure
You've become so
it
modest.
needn't be about the worms particularly, but anything from the last few years.
Certainly, it's been a good long while since you've, I don't know, talked.
Oh, Horton, please.
We'd love to hear what you've been up to now that you're, feeling a bit more sociable.
well, there were waffles.
Oh, yes, we did see
There
your
were waffles.
They
Love
look
how
over
that's
at
what
the
you
cake.
bring up.
That's better than worms?
I mean, what's to say about worms?
They look over at the cake.
What's to say about waffles?
We did see your new companion. That's quite
Yes.
surprising.
Isn't she something? She's something, all right.
Well, maybe
She
she'll be
is-
good for you if she gets you back out of that shell again. and
She is
she's-
quite a lot of woman.
She seems to be working her magic.
Certainly seems so.
Yes. Her magic.
As she floats by in full La Vie Boheme, the full
My
like
God.
Arakita, Evita. Yeah, just keeps floating.
What is she even saying? Do you know what
I
she's
have
talking
no
about?
idea. I just kind of go along.
I'm beginning to see why this it could have never worked. I am beginning to see why this could have never worked.
Perhaps, yes.
Oh, and well, what about you? Because you certainly have had eyes for one that is not quite your betrothed even. But
What?
you had one for someone else. It's been that
I'm
resolved
sure.
token.
Has that been
Well,
resolved?
I feel perhaps this is best for everyone.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Perhaps.
A little awkward.
Good luck. Honestly, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm sure she will be as wonderful for you as she wasn't for me.
Well, we have fun.
Do you
Waffles?
like her? Do you
She's
enjoy
wonderful.
being around her? Fred, if I may, and she's gonna edge him away from the boys. Are you all right? Is she holding you hostage?
Blink twice.
It's just unfathomable to you that Fred
That
could
anybody
perhaps
would enjoy that.
She's helping me come back out into the wild.
The wilds.
Yes.
This is quite a wild choice for you.
Well, I've been stuck in the corner of my room for
Not to
ages.
say it's bad, but it's a lot. Very quickly.
It is a lot.
And
It is a lot.
Are you ready for it?
Definitely not.
Is anyone ever ready for Cassandra, though?
No.
No.
But here we are.
But here we are. Do you love her? Oh, okay. That is a loaded question. I'm sorry.
It's a little soon for that, I think.
Well, what I mean to say is, I never did. So, if you...
Scandal.
It's a little awkward, but...
No, it's good. It's good. It means that there's no
hard feelings.
between the two of us, which is new.
Yes.
And I quite prefer it.
Me as well. Yes. It was good talking.
Yes. Perhaps we could do it again.
Yeah.
The cake has been served. Cassandra goes to the center of the room, does a final twirl. What's remaining of her dress just explodes into confetti and birds.
I hope there's something under it.
Yeah, she's back in her horse.
Oh, okay.
her
The horse cloak.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was worried about with the mice.
The horse cloak?
No, the cake.
Well, it's gone. It's
gone.
confetti
Yes.
and birds
It's been
now,
eaten.
but certainly no butterflies.
No butterflies.
No butterflies.
No butterflies.
It's way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's perhaps, besides the little bits of drama, the easiest sort of social gathering all of you have had since, becoming your little quartet. Your auntie's busy trying to find Kit. Your mother is off your back, except occasionally actually trying to get you to talk to Margaret, not realizing you've already talked to her quite a bit.
I mean, any excuse.
Yeah, so you're like, I guess I gotta go talk to her again. Oh
I
my
have to go
gosh.
talk to Margaret. Sorry, boys.
Connor, still people, have their thoughts about him, but you're not the most, distracting, gossipable person at this wedding, for sure.
Nope.
So you're kind of just, blending in, being there, being, again, not the most, gossip-worthy person here. And Fred, you're socializing. Esther, too. You're, talking to people and fitting in. Crazy. Yeah, and the rest of the event passes without incident. Since this is our final cycle, I can't speak today. We actually skip the rumor and scandal phase. I believe we still do reputation, though. I'm going to do it just because I think that's fun. I think most people's reputation probably pretty okay today.
Finally.
Yay, Fred!
Yay!
Clapping. So that means Caroline's dog dress is barking.
Dog dress?
Yeah.
Dog.
So they're not real dogs.
Dog
No, they're real
attached
dogs.
dress.
Yeah.
Dress attached to dogs.
Yeah.
And
What?
the guinea
Dress
pigs are
plus
making that guinea pig noise. Yeah.
So,
That's a good noise.
Thank you. I used to have a guinea pig.
Esther, would you like to add another positive tag to your reputation?
I think with the broing around,
With the bros.
I would like to add the tag jovial.
Yes.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I think you're kind of coming out of your shell, and your shell is that you are kind of, when you let yourself be, a somewhat happy, animated person.
Yeah.
And people are starting to see that. So, that activates your positive reputation tag again, which I think makes sense because...
Yeah, we'll go back to patronage with the Baron.
Yeah, because Jasper and you are obviously part of the bro...
We're
the
boys.
You're boys.
We're the boys.
The boys.
She's the boy.
And I
With
think...
an I. B-O-I.
No.
No,
Nope.
not there yet.
She's just one of the boys.
I think that has actually probably improved the situation with your mother, too, because she's like, okay, that is a good person to be friends with. One of the boys with an eye. Torin. A good day for you as well.
Yeah, I would think Ernest would probably be.
Yeah. Torin is just the golden child of the group now with a full positive
You have
reputation
6
track.
tags. Or 5 positive tags. Never mind.
Positive, yeah.
Everyone's loving Torin.
Everybody loves Torin.
Torrent's
We
on the
gotta
way
burn
up and
some of these
up, man.
tags.
Connor, similarly, is doing very well. Is there another tag you would like to add?
Enamored.
Ooh. Excellent. And first of all, Frederick, I will say we'll get rid of dishonorable, because that was kind of invoked against you today quite a few times. And you
With
did
the
survive.
waffles of it all.
And you did survive it. What is a new positive tag you'd like to add?
Waffles? No.
No. No.
Oh.
That's not a tag.
Whipped cream.
That's so
Social. You're being social.
Yeah.
Get out of my brain.
I was also going to say
I was going to say outgoing, but that
social,
works better,
outgoing,
actually.
charismatic,
Cool.
rizzed.
Riz.
Stop.
Actually,
so
parentheses, Riz.
Frederick-
No, why?
Riz goes on Jay's personal negative track.
You can't. I don't have one.
This is causing me physical pain. This joke hurts.
So, Jay,
Yeah.
you have gotten rid of your negative reputation effect that's on your character sheet.
Oh, goody.
I don't remember what that was. Will you share it for the class?
I don't remember what it was
It
either.
should be on your
Should be filled in on your character,
Your
like
main
your
character sheet.
This
role
character sheet.
the one with the picture on it.
the one with the pictures.
That one, yeah.
He did not fill it in.
Oh, it was fracture.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
that?
it was fracture between Fred and Margaret, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you have cleared that. I think just because
Yeah.
both of you kind of don't care,
Yeah.
and you have a positive tag now of the two. Which one would you like to select?
I think I will take in closest confidence.
What does that one do?
Closest confidence.
Choose one connection. Until this boon is erased, the connection is devoted to you and believes you can do no wrong.
I wonder who that could be.
Darling.
All right.
Gee, I wonder.
So, before we enter our last chapter of the game, we are going to take a break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back soon.
Viscount Torin Radcliffe. Making your acquaintance at Cargill engagement was most surprising. It is not often I meet fellow equestrians with such opinions and open mindfulness towards other riding styles. I hope we meet again and can discuss further or perchance go riding. Vinrach, Connor O'Riordan.
Dear Dr. O'Riordan, I have just finished reading Graceful Riding, a pocket manual for equestrians by C. Waite, and thought you would enjoy it. You intrigued me with your passion for Western horse riding, but I could not find a decent book that described the Western riding we spoke of. I would love to meet for tea at the John Rylands Library. Maybe they have some more books on horses that might intrigue you. I look forward to speaking with you. Viscount Torin Radcliffe.
Dear Captain Dessler, I have received an invitation from Baron Cargill to join him for worm hunting on the afternoon of Saturday the next. I have been asked to bring companions, and I only felt it right to extend an invitation to you. After all, what could be better than an afternoon of fresh air and sport to awaken the body and soul? I await your answer. Lieutenant Esther Haskell.
Dearest enemy mine, but also Lieutenant Esther Haskell, I am regrettably being encouraged to thank you formally for kindly welcoming me and exchanging pleasantries at the Count's recent celebration. Perhaps, in light of this, and despite our situation, as well as my perpetual rage, we can begin on a road to recovery, with the assistance of our respective thorns in our sides. Respectfully, the Captain. P.S. I will join you for worm hunting. Delightfully.
Dear Frederick Dessler, I heard you at the engagement party this past week, but I fear I missed you.
I would have loved to converse with you, but alas, it was ne'er the time. Will you be joining us for the worm hunt? I would love to see you. We have much to discuss. Viscount Torin Radcliffe.
Dear Connor, we have only just now met so succinctly at the Count's most recent gathering. However, I must know the secrets of these twisty-bendy straws, as you call them. What manner of magic has wrought them to the plane? Name your price. Enthusiastically yours, the Captain.
Captain Dessler. Should you want to know the secrets of these twisty straws, you must embrace that you are Aishi, same as I. Until you embrace what you are, I cannot help you, regardless of compensation offered. Dr. O'Riordan.
Dearest Dr. O'Riordan, I apologize for my change in demeanor towards the end of the hunt. I did really enjoy our race. I hope you know that I don't believe the salacious rumors surrounding what happened that day. You saved that man's life. That's all that should count. I hope to see you again soon. Torin Radcliffe.
My dear Lieutenant Haskell, it appears I have lived long enough to do something I once thought constitutionally impossible. Write to you without grinding my teeth to powder. Time, that most officious Sergeant Major, has at last knocked some sense into me, though not, I assure you, all of it. You and I have carried a mutual history like a pair of loaded pistols, neither inclined to set the other down. I have blamed you, often loudly, and with great theatrical skill, for the injury and disgrace that saw me ushered from the service. It is possible I have also enjoyed the bitterness more than was good for me. It gave me something to brood over once my uniform was taken away, which is more than most ex-captains can boast. Now, to business, and to the forest, a fortnight past. Our noble little expedition was, as hunts go, memorable chiefly for your excellence and my impertinence. You tracked the wormling cleanly, set the shot perfectly, and would have claimed the kill had I not, with impeccable timing and questionable character, fired first. I observed your disappointment with the solemn regard of a man who had just committed a minor crime and hoped no magistrate was present. Permit me, then, to confess what you likely already suspected. The kill was yours. Entirely. I merely arrived first, as I once did at promotions I did not deserve. This time, however, I had the decency to plan restitution. Enclosed with this letter is the mounted head of the wormling, preserved at some expense and no small argument with the taxidermist. Beneath it you will find a brass plate engraved with the words, "To the best hunter and shot I know." I insist you read that not as sentimentality, but as a statement of fact, one I am overdue in acknowledging. Take it as both a trophy and an admission. Publicly, the beast may wear my bullet. Privately, its death rests squarely on your steady hands. If I stole your moment, it was only so I might return it properly, and without witnesses. Should we ever share a hunt again, I promise to restrain myself and remember my place, an ability I have been perfecting ever since I lost it. Yours, still stubborn but improving, the Captain.
To my once and future friend, Captain Frederick Dessler. This is most assuredly an unexpected, though not unappreciated gesture on your part. I will admit, I may have interpreted your actions at the worm hunt a tad bit uncharitably. Although, given your history, I am certain you can understand why I believed your theft of my rightful victory a deliberate act of malice. All of that said, I accept this gift with open arms and have mounted it above the fireplace in my chambers. Mother tells me it complements the wallpaper nicely. I would not know. I haven't an eye for such things. In return for your act of goodwill, I would like to extend to you another invitation. Tomorrow morning, I am obliged to go to Promenade with Miss Cassandra Montigue. Just between the two of us, my lady mother has seen it fit to pursue a match between myself and Miss Montague. I wonder if you and the good Lady Margaret Winstead would like to accompany us. I have heard rustlings and rumors of a similar engagement between the two of you, and a promenade would be a wonderful opportunity for the four of us to discuss the last few days, and of course the future of our lives here in Larkwell. Yours in hopeful friendship, Lieutenant Esther Haskell. Dear Dr. O'Riordan, it has been quite a time since our last meeting. You seem quite different. Perhaps the front has changed you? Perhaps it has given you some interesting stories to tell. Would you be amenable to meeting this Thursday afternoon, perhaps for tea? Yours truly, Lieutenant Esther Haskell.
Lieutenant Haskell, I'm happy to oblige you for tea. I'd like to discuss the Captain Dessler. He appears to be struggling with coming to terms with his slight to your character. Perhaps you could help him move past this that he is most stuck on. Perhaps you too could move past this unfortunate event. Dr. O'Riordan.
Dearest Cassandra, I wish wholeheartedly to learn more of the history and applications for these New Jersey gargoyles your father has created. Do they only serve drinks and seat maidens, or can they also be tasked otherwise? On the subject of beverages, the one your gargoyle dispensed, what was it? A martini? I would love to have another. Perhaps if you are not otherwise occupied or have the occasion, we could discuss over tea. Yours truly, the Captain.
Count Cargill, while I most appreciate your trust in assisting with making your horses less mid, I regretfully cannot improve the caliber of your horses. Your lovely daughter informed me that these mid horses are a family heirloom, so I've taken upon myself to import some absolutely fire horses from France and Spain for you. Trust in me, dear Count. These horses are totally gas. Yours, Dr. O'Riordan.
Dear Esther, I wish to thank you for your defense of the good doctor. The slander surrounding him is reductive and intentionally cruel. I believe these rumors are being perpetuated by our matriarchs. I wish they used their freedom for better uses. I additionally desire to thank you for your discretion on what really happened that day. I do not know what came over me. I simply could not accept seeing a tied-up creature shot down in such a way. I hope you, of all people, will understand how the heat of the moment can take over you and construct you to act irrationally. I apologize for betraying our friendship. I should have never done so. Please forgive me. Your friend, Torin.
Dear Fred, a private meeting between the two of us is long and painfully overdue. The good doctor is correct in that regard, so I shall take his example and speak plainly. What happened tonight at the theatre was my fault, truly and completely. Had I just steeled myself as a soldier facing the worms and spoken to you like an equal, perhaps your dignity and mine would have been spared. I seek now only the opportunity to make this right. Though my words can never undo the injustice my hands have wrought, I wish to clear the air between us. I shall call upon you tomorrow afternoon and deliver the rest of my apology in person. What you do with it is in your hands. Sincerely, Esther.
Dearest Lieutenant Esther Haskell, I'm afraid I must render the most sincere of apologies to both you and your family. My condition and words at Miss Montague's show this evening were duly injurious and undeserved. As you have indicated in your last letter, we must discuss this in the flesh, rather than ink and parchment. Let us finally discuss what has happened between us and finally put an end to this turmoil. No longer of rank, but instead, your humble servant, Frederick.
Margaret, my dearest, truest, and only love. Scant have been the minutes that our last conversation has not repeated itself in my mind. Your distraught face has branded itself upon my mind as clearly as my mark appears on the face of your betrothed. How I wish I could retrieve that meeting from your mind. I yearn to pluck my vile words from your memory as a farmer plucks the feathers from a Christmas goose. I wish only to see upon your face the sweet smile I remember from our youth. I long for the days when I greeted the crows as kings and the ducks as duchesses, all to hear your sweet laugh. But the birds of our youth have only flown south as the summer of our love has faded into steely winter. Perhaps someday, somewhere, there could be laughter and a court of birds. But for now, we must settle for love beneath their calls.
Dearest Torin, I do hope you have time to think on your feelings toward me. I have avoided attachment for some time, but to you I feel I cannot avoid this any longer. There are parts of myself I keep from society, and I cannot hide these parts of myself from you in earnest any longer. I feel I must betray myself to remain honest to you, my dearest Torin. I hope I'm not wrong in letting you see what I have kept from the world, my own self, to you. Always, Connor.
Dear Connor, you have entangled my thoughts on what is right and what is proper. I know in my heart of hearts I want to be with you, but how must I trust I truly know you without knowing you fully? You are keeping your true self locked away from me where I cannot reach. You ask me to free myself from chains of society, but how can I trust that you will be there for me? I implore you to divulge yourself to me so we can truly be acquainted. Once you have, I am yours. I hope to see you again, Torin.
Dear Ed, it has been a month since we laid you to rest. I miss you every moment. I had a night tonight that would have gone quite differently if I had you there. I'm sure you could have said something poetic that would have fixed everything. Something that would heal Fred's broken soul and Margaret's broken heart and Torin's broken resolve, and all of it with a smile and a wink. You would have gotten them laughing when all they want to do was cry. You would have fixed it if you were here. How can I be you when you are not here to do it for me? Esther.
My dearest Fred, my charming beau, I have sent you my finest whiskey and martini gargoyles. I do hope you enjoy them. I have also sent my decorating gargoyles to redecorate your sad bachelor pad. I hope you like magenta and cheetah print. Mwah. Cassandra.
My dearest Cassandra, while I was confused at the timing and briefly concerned as to the rumors that may have circulated, I do enjoy your company, and the waffles were amazing. Perhaps we can arrange it again? Yours truly, Fred.
Dear Cassandra, we should speak to one another without the company of our good friends. We shall take a turn about the garden at our next event and discuss recent events. Esther.
Dearest Connie, I cannot express to you how much it meant to me that you can finally open up about who you are. You have opened my heart to better understand you. After talking with my mother, I have a new outlook on what my life is to be. I hope that it can involve you. Yours always, Torin.
Torin, I'm sorry I spoke out in regards to us. I do hope I did not report our betrothal too soon. I did not know how else to break Isabel not being your betrothed in any way that would save face for anyone involved. No matter what, feelings were to be hurt with this news. I'm truly sorry to have sent this shock through Larkwell. That being said, my feelings are true. The ring I sent to you is the smallest gesture I could make to express this. I hope it is to your liking. I have also provided a dowry large enough to bring your family estate back from the debts which have been chaining you to the ghosts of your familial past. I do not expect your aunt to ever like me, but I have hopes that this dowry will soften her opinion of me to at least make us a bearable thought for her. When you are in better spirits, I have a horse for you. I shall teach you the Western style of riding which enchanted you so. Yours, Connie.
Dearest Kit, you have my deepest gratitude for showing me how to open the path of fey magic. But most of all, I must thank you for reminding me what fun truly is. I had almost completely forgotten. On your next occasion of mischief, call on me. P.S. What do I do with all of these bendy straws? Fred.
Fred. I hope you know I did really care about you. I feel like you are not in this relationship. You never let me in, and I cannot live in a marriage like that. Due to this, we can no longer be wed. I'm sorry for breaking this off, but I want you to be happy just as much as I want to be happy. Please find your happiness. You deserve it, even if you don't believe you do. I wish you best, Margaret.
Dearest Margaret, my darling, our days below the birds may be numbered. I'm certain you've heard of what transpired between Fred, Cassandra, and I. Suffice it to say that relationship may have reached its end. Let me now say this. Duty bound me to Miss Montigue, but that cage has been unlocked, and I fly from it with the speed of eagles. There is now nothing to stop me telling you this fundamental truth. I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you. And if you would have me, I would seek a life with you. Please hasten to respond. Each minute I wait to hear from you is like an arrow unto my heart. Yours forever, Esther.
Hey, and welcome back. While we were away, as we always do, our group has written some letters to one another, but since this is our last episode, we will not have time to pop them up, so I think we're just going to share them at Slam Poetry Night. If anyone feels strongly about going first, they may.
I can go first.
Okay.
Dear Auntie, I know you have taken to Kit to spite me. I hope that the time you spend with him will warm you to his guiles. Kit has a good heart, he just doesn't always know how to use it. I hope you both gain something from this new alliance. Now that I am to be wed, I hope you understand that the estate is now under my control. You are allowed to abide here as long as you'd like, but you are no longer in charge of the goings-on. I do love you, Auntie. This just must be the way it is from now on. Your nephew, Viscount Torin Radcliffe.
That was the subtlest burn. Things like that. You've really perfected it, Torin. All right, who's next?
Really quick, did anybody else write multiple letters? No, just me? Okay. I'll share one and then
do one.
I'll do the other one last.
Should we alternate? Yeah, you do one, and then, like, I do one, you do one.
Yeah,
We can
split
just
it
go
up.
back and forth.
Sure. Okay. I don't really understand what... I'll just read my one letter and then other people will read.
Yeah.
I wrote a letter to Fred. Dear Fred, once again the Baron Jasper Cargill has invited me to a hunt. And I hardly feel the effort of a formal invitation is necessary, as I'm certain I already know your answer. But in case it is, would you care to join us this Wednesday afternoon? I would greatly appreciate the presence of another skilled marksman, as I am sure the Baron will need much... guidance. I await your prompt affirmative response. Your friend, Esther. P.S. Please remember your sportsmanship this time. I shall not be as forgiving of another stolen kill.
I guess I will go. Dearest Rin, I was most surprised with the ring. It is lovely, and I will cherish it as I cherish you. Each moment we have is an opportunity to celebrate one another. I look forward to our adventures, both around the world and in this hamlet you call home. Together always, Connie. P.S. Your stables were suspiciously empty, so I took the liberty of filling it with horses that slap even more than the Count's. Your horses will have the most riz in all of Larkwell.
God.
I can't make eye contact with me when you say that.
Stare. All right, read your second letter.
Read my second letter?
Yeah.
Okay. Dearest Margaret, my dove, I have a most unorthodox request for you. The swallows are returning for the season. I remember, and I'm sure you do as well, how much we enjoyed watching them in our youth. Would you perhaps like to relive those easy days with me? There have been a great many swallows sighted at Underwood these past few days. Would you be so good as to join me to watch them? I believe they will provide a fitting setting for, and then here she's crossed something off a lot.
Ooh.
The two of us. Yours forever, Esther.
So cute.
All right, Fred.
Well, it seems that Fred had a similar idea. Dearest Esther, now that old bridges have been mended and spaces traded, as it were, I feel it prudent to nourish the budding friendship we now have. I will be hosting a hunt and have invited all the boys, but I intend for you and your family as my guests of honor. Your friend, Fred.
It's going to be a lot of worm hunts this week.
You know what? I'm up for it.
You know. All right. So, we find ourselves in our final chapter of the story. A fortnight has passed, because that just feels appropriate.
Love it.
You've been on several a hunt.
We each have 3 heads on our walls. 3 extra worm heads.
Yeah,
That weren't there before.
At what point is it too...
Never.
Never.
It's never too many worm heads.
Oh, worm head in every room. But yeah, we find ourselves at the Worthington estate, where there is a, I imagine, modest gathering. I don't know. It's up to you, Torin.
Yeah.
It's your party.
I would say that all of the close friends are there. Notably, his auntie is not, but not by Torin's choice, by his auntie's choice. And all of Connie's friends are all there. I think her name was Katie.
Katie's here. You know, Katie.
Katie's here.
Yeah.
And he did invite Jasper and Margaret. But he kind of kept it a younger crowd. Like
Yeah,
it's
same.
like more of like a new what's the terminology? A new guard kind of
generation.
Kind of like the under 45 club.
Yeah, like the new guard has come, and like that's this kind of like soiree. It's very his house also, you've noticed, is lighter. There's more things, and there's 2 new staff members. that are flittering about. Definitely not dusty anymore, and Torin is in not an ornate suit, but modestly beautiful. And he just looks happy and jovial.
Mildly brizzed.
There's an aura about him.
This is
Aura
bullying.
maxing.
I was about to say, his aura max to the max, bro.
This is bullying.
Hey, I also work with middle school kids, so I know how it is.
Yeah, we're all pretty hip with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we've got Katie, Beatrice, all the love interest, Jasper. Are the boys in attendance?
Yeah,
The boys are here. All right.
The boys, the young
Daniel
boys.
and-
They're young.
Daniel and Horton, the boys. We love the boys.
Horatio.
And
Yeah.
Horatio,
Yeah.
too.
Okay. And Kit?
Yeah.
Yay!
All the young guard.
So I guess first question, what has everyone been up to besides worm hunting the past several days?
I know Torin and Connor have been riding up a storm and learning how to ride
Horses.
Horses. Ooh, Family Channel. And learning how to ride Western specifically.
Ooh,
Yeah.
scandalous.
The first time they went bird watching, Esther immediately proposed. That was the crossed out thing. She was like trying to figure out a tactful way to write "me to propose to you," and she just couldn't.
As you always announce to someone.
But yeah, so when they show up to the party, they are arm in arm and wearing wedding rings. Or not wedding rings, but engagement rings.
Wedding, I was gonna say, very
They have not
lesbian
gotten
of
married
them
yet.
to
Of
be
course.
friends since childhood and just not address it. And
Yeah.
then like 2 weeks later, they're like about to get married. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that.
There have been way more bird watching outings.
Yeah, they're just hanging out nonstop, I imagine now.
Oh, yeah.
Fred?
Fred.
Well, Fred and Cassandra obviously have been making a lot of waffles. So,
Our producer just laid their head on their desk.
Yep.
it's just breakfast. What?
The waffle gargoyles are very good at their job.
They are.
Yeah.
It all depends on what she
I
cooks
think
like.
Perhaps when you can get a breath from Cassandra, perhaps Horatio and Kit have been giving you very different pointers on your
Yeah.
HE side. You know, it's a good balance.
Yes.
I think from Horatio, it's probably a lot of like textbook definitions, and Kit is just like, oh, you gotta feel it.
Yeah, it's your very stereotypical like wizard sorcerer
Yep,
dichotomy.
yep.
Like Horatio's like, oh yeah, here's like some runes you should know and some basic incantations, and Kit's like more
So,
frogs.
how have you been on letting yourself feel things?
Feeling it out.
Good one. Good.
Well, I suppose the feeling is the first step, yes, but then there's so many practical applications we can go over. There's so much you can do with a natural knack like you have, and, you know, no offense, Kit, but perhaps there's more to it all than making gargoyles barf frogs.
What's wrong with barfing frogs? I find
I
it
could
quite
think of a great many things wrong with that.
Kit has brought the frog barfing gargoyle. Is leaving a trail of frogs.
Horatio's like walking around trying to like unsummon the frogs one by one.
I don't know why you don't like the frogs, Horatio. They're hilarious, honestly.
I feel like once it's the 8th time, the joke gets a bit stale.
No, it will never be stale.
definitely not. That's hilarious.
He lives in my house. I could never get tired of him.
Barfing, he's just in your shed.
Yeah.
Frogs coming
It's
out
my
the window.
gargoyle, or it's Kit's gargoyle.
There's been just the sound of so many frogs at night.
Cookie?
One of your 2 staff
Yeah.
is like a groundskeeper for this reason.
Yep.
Well, the frogs are like sort of imbued with the whiskey gargoyle magic. So the frogs, like if you lick them, they taste like whiskey.
Whiskey
Do
frogs!
not lick frogs.
Do not lick frogs.
Some of them are shaped like waffles. Like, you
What
know.
is going on?
Shenanigans. Shenanigans is going on.
What has Connor been up to the last couple weeks?
Lots of horseback riding,
Yes.
as we said. Lots of planning holidays around the world for our extended honeymoon.
Get to go see the fabled New Jersey.
Oh, yes.
Well, we'll see the States. I don't know about New Jersey. Connie's not as
a
attached.
huge fan.
Yeah, Connie has better plans for visiting the States than New Jersey.
The colonies, they still call it.
The colonies.
I mean, if Cassandra pushes, maybe we'll visit Cassandra's family. But besides that, I think Connie is content just sort of explaining the regions and, like, you know.
So funny.
Jasper has been on 2 whole additional hunts at this point.
Oh, yeah. He's starting to get the hang of it for sure. I think that Jasper is really trying to, like, get in with the boys, but, like, still just, like, doesn't quite, like, he misses the jokes and, like, misses the mark and doesn't quite understand, like, certain sarcasm and, like, little, like, jokes that they would normally, like, inside jokes and stuff like that, but, like laughs anyways.
Beatrice is, like, whispering
Yeah.
the point of the joke to you.
And he's definitely brought Beatrice on these hunts, like, just to, like, talk with her because he feels still kind of, like, removed from the group, but...
She's always just, like, on horse next to you, on one of the nice horses that you've gifted.
Yes.
Just, like, shouting encouragements as he's clearly, like, you know, the one at the back. Like, you could do it! Kill that worm!
Yeah. He definitely, got one, but really it wasn't him. But, like, Esther made it feel like it was him. Like, they shot at the same time, and it was clearly, like, Esther's shot that hit, not the one that grazed the left side of his face. But he mounted it on his wall anyway.
Beatrice is animatedly telling the story to the boys of that worm you definitely caught.
They presumably all saw it.
True.
Yeah.
She's hyping it up more.
Yeah.
She's like, don't we all, wasn't that so amazing?
So spectacular.
Cassandra has glamoured Frederick's horse, and it looks like a zebra now. Just saying.
With the mask still?
No! Well, does the horse
No,
still
but
have the mask?
why would
does the
he-
horse carry shame?
Yeah.
Maybe the
he
horse
just
is
likes
doing
the
it in
mask.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a fashion thing
Well,
for
then
him.
fine. The mask is also
Why are you
printed.
so judgy of my
The
horse?
mask can be a pink snake print.
I like it.
There you go. And your horse is now the
A
snake
zebra.
coated. Yeah.
Rizzed up.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
This is how we're ending it, guys.
We've become ridiculous.
Katie's there. You've noticed, Connor, that, like, increasingly at functions, she is less, like, sticking next to you in that sort of, like, protective, use her own reputation way. As she's noticed, you've sort of come into this society as your own. So, like, you know, she'll talk to you, but, again, the vibe has shifted. She's comfortable letting you be more independent without all the scrutiny. So there we have it. That's our scene. I don't know, y'all. What are you up to?
I think Torin is, like, watching all of his friends, like, laughing and just, like, loves seeing all of the happiness now that's in his house, and he kind of, like, finally takes a breath and, like, feels like he doesn't have to, like, perform this, like, societal, like, ideas, and just, like, really just loves enjoying watching this new group of people, like, have happiness and not, like, rigidness and scares.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Worthington estate has felt very much like half dead since your parents passed, and for once there's life here.
Esther's definitely been dragging Margaret around to talk to various boys. What does Margaret think of that? Is she having a good time?
I think she's, like, letting Esther have a good time. Like, she's, like, not really into it, but she's, like, likes that you're finally, like, enjoying yourself, and, like, she doesn't really pay attention to the stories, and she's more of, like,
Oh,
you
tell
know,
them about that bird we saw the other day.
oh, you mean this one? And she likes to still do magic, and so she, like, uses one of her resolve tokens.
Yeah, that she has the...
And she, like, conjures, like, the picture, like, a picture of it.
These don't even live here. I don't know what do you think it came from?
I don't know. Maybe the colonies. Maybe it's
Oh, like
came
a
on a stowaway on a ship.
We'd have to ask Cassandra about it.
Cassandra,
you've been to the States. Have
Yes.
you seen?
She flutters in.
Have you seen one of these before?
and it's an American Robin.
Yes, that's an American robin.
A robin.
It doesn't look anything like a robin.
No, it doesn't look anything like a robin.
Robins are so cute and petite with the little fuzzy,
And this one looks like it's been stretched.
and it's sad.
Yes, like
You
many.
made it.
Yes, there's quite a few animals like that in the colonies.
Oh.
You should see New Jersey. The entire state's like that.
Oh.
Just robins all the way down.
I heard they have these things called opossums.
They're lovely. You should definitely come see them.
Oh, I've heard they're so cute.
What do they look like?
Rats.
Oh,
But like cuter.
rats.
Yes. But not like that kind of rat. Like cute. They're just like
Rats.
they like have their long faces like a rat, but they're like this big.
Oh.
And they go,
Oh.
And then they play dead.
That's
Torin was telling me about it when he was reading books about America.
that sounds unsanitary.
Oh, actually, they're quite sanitary. Torin!
Yeah, no, I think, you have your moments with
Yeah.
the boys when Margaret gets tired of the boys. Maybe Beatrice will, like, make an excuse like, oh, you and me and Isabel, we should toss over here.
We'll go.
The girls have their own little corner,
Yeah, the
too,
little
that
corner.
they rescind off to.
And Katie.
Oh, yes, and Katie.
And Katie.
Connor's teaching the boys, like, because I guess Wind has gotten out of our planned honeymoon to around the world and to the States. So Connor is teaching the boys fun games from the States.
Yeah, Torin's just learned a whole bunch of new facts about all the places you're going and, like...
So it's rattling them
I
off.
was going to say, like, very conspicuously,
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been reading about this place for no reason.
Yeah.
What's Kit been up to? I mean,
Oh, boy.
Auntie has gone off to the city, finally, to take some time, because I think things
In their
have...
city house.
Yes, with some friends in the city. I think, things have sort of reached a point with her and Torin where they clearly just need a good amount of time apart. So mercifully, Kit, after almost 2 weeks of whatever Auntie was trying to do.
Being scrutinized. Kit has had a haircut foisted upon them. No. Kit has had many, many layers and outfits of awful, awful clothing also foisted upon them that they have buried in the yard, I think, is probably what happened.
Fed to the frogs.
Yeah. The clothes have been, they will not be returning.
And most of them are both of our's father, because that's the thing we share in common. So like,
Yeah, but I don't think.
No, I think that's a part of it. I mean, if you may, is like, our father was not a good guy, and he
No,
wasn't a good guy to you
stank.
either. So like,
Yeah,
I feel like
Kit
that's
was-
another reason why he buried them.
I mean, how old was Torin when he died?
Probably 8 or so. Yeah.
Kit was like old enough to know that man, and he was not a good person.
Yeah.
So the clothes are buried in a hole in the yard. There are several layers of baneful magic covering that hole. The clothes will not be returned. There's like iron nails and things.
I
love
mean,
that.
I think that's kind of been the theme for both of you. Kit, maybe, especially now that Auntie's gone, you felt a little bit more comfortable being in the house proper. And you've both been working to sort of expel the ghosts of that have been in this home.
My brother, may I have a request for you?
Should I be scared?
No, you should. Well, I don't think so.
Okay, go
My
on.
cottage
Yes.
has become quite filled with frogs. They have
I feel like that's your doing, but go
take it
on.
over.
I told you the joke stops being fun when you've got a cottage of frogs.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You're
That
having a private
conversation
discussion.
was like 2
It's
weeks
okay,
ago.
Horatio.
No, yes. Regrettably, Horatio, I must admit you were right about the frogs. They have taken over. They have eaten a lot of my things.
And what would you like me to do about this?
Are there spare bedrooms in the house proper that I could move myself and my remaining...
You want to move in?
I don't see why not. I
You want to live in the house with me?
truly have no other option.
But, I mean...
This is a cover story. Kit wants to live in there.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it. I mean, obviously, once Connie and I are married and on our honeymoon, we would need someone to look over the house. Would you be okay?
Of course. And Kit summons 2 suitcases.
Oh,
Where
that
shall I go?
The west corner.
Marches off to go and unpack what things they were able to salvage from the frogs.
Do you think having housekeep is the best idea?
Well, I mean, I will definitely hire a couple more staff before we leave.
You might find yourself in a similar frog situation if you aren't careful.
No, they won't. I will not allow it.
Yes, no frogs, please.
No.
No frogs.
No more frogs. Newts, perhaps.
No amphibians, no reptiles, no animals, please.
Butterflies, then.
Butterflies? I had the gauche, though.
They're so last season. Everyone's doing birds and cake now.
Pokes their head out of the door. My dear brother, if it's gauche, of course I'm going to do it. If it's not gauche, why would I ever bother?
That's fair. Go on.
If you line up the cups in a triangle, and then you get a few of them, the goblets, and then you take a little ball and you throw it, but you got to stay still. You can't lean forward. It's very against the rules.
Wasn't there like an elbow thing where you can't?
Yes, there's like a
You can't go. Oh.
Now, is this a one-on-one sport or is this a team sport?
Either. You could do either.
Fred, I need a second. Would you?
Yes?
Of course.
Takes quite a lot of skill.
And what are you supposed to put in the cups?
Any
Is
type
Margaret
of liquor.
asking? Liquor. Oh,
Any type.
Yeah, it's gargoyle pond.
Bargle.
interesting. And
you don't clean the ball after it falls. You just put it right in there. The alcohol
That's the
cleans
American
it.
way.
Yes.
gross. Americans are so. Ugh.
They're very different.
Gauche.
I mean, look at Cassandra.
Oh yeah, she is very
Excuse me?
gauche.
In the best possible way.
Fred.
How are you and Cassandra doing?
Wonderful.
She's certainly one of a kind.
That's
You seem better, Fred.
Thank you.
You say wonderful.
You seem brighter.
I was going to say, I feel like Fred's always dressed in some concoction from Cassandra.
Do you mean wonderful? When you
Yes.
say wonderful. Because the way you said it, are you just not used to being happy?
Look how rizzed up I am.
Stop!
Can't get
Fred, I'm happy for you. I think that she has done something that I couldn't, and I also think that you did something that you thought you couldn't. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm very happy that you're happy as well.
We're very happy.
Very happy.
You do realize you're going to have to go to New Jersey at some point.
Yeah, and I've heard they have opossums there.
They're like giant rats.
Possums. Interesting.
Yeah, and these things called raccoons.
And the worst of all, this thing called traffic.
carriage,
Traffic.
all the carriage traffic they got.
It sounds...
And there's this thing called a snooky.
Yes. I heard of that. It has a big
It's
thing
in all
on
the
its
gossip
head.
columns.
Yeah.
Are we
you get
going to
from the
play or
States.
not?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I'm sure...
Can I
I'm
be
sorry,
on your
I
team,
often-
Connie?
of course.
I'm going to beat you.
Oh, no.
You have
We
no
can
idea.
trade. We can trade.
No.
No?
You are going down.
I didn't think you wanted to play.
Well, who am I to get in the way?
No, you're coming.
You're the second.
You're my second.
No.
Me and Connie versus.
Okay.
We start to play.
As a group of English and Irish people proceed to play
Bargoyle ball.
Bargoyle Ball.
Gargoyle ball.
It's the hot new thing.
Oi, Cassandra. Could you sing? It's a very specific song. It goes, Red Solo Cup, I drink you up.
No.
Let's have a party. I heard that one.
Yeah, that one. It's a real ballad in the States, so...
Can you do it in operatic?
Everything I learn about the States, I have learned against my will. I believe I shall never set foot there.
Never say never. Never say never.
Margaret.
There are some lovely things there, you know. The horses, mostly.
And Western riding.
That's part of the horses.
I'm sure Torin's told me quite a bit about that.
Torin quite
And I've
enjoyed
heard the food is better than here. I know English food's not the greatest.
Nearly all the world's food is better than here.
Dang. Really going in.
it. Just know that biscuits is something completely different there.
Yeah, they're not cookies. They're like
What are
breaded circular things.
Well,
Like pastries.
If you put gravy on them, they're real good.
Well, Torin and Connie, would you bring some back for us so we could try them?
Of course.
I mean, I could try, but they're going to be pretty stale. I could just, you know...
We
kinda-
could we
Yeah,
magic
we
them?
could just, you know...
Of course.
The bendy straws.
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll do a little... give you a plate of biscuits and gravy as you're playing Bargoyle Ball.
Gargoyle ball.
Bargoyle Ball and biscuits and gravy, you know?
This is how we're ending this.
Yeah, no, this is, I think, exactly as it should. You know.
I mean, we've gotten through it.
Yeah.
Like, what other problems are there? We're
Your
just
curse,
chilling.
Your curse is lifted. Your prophecy has been completed. Your checklist of guilt has been checked off.
Not even checked off. I think
Just
just
erased,
erased.
yeah.
Yeah. There
Just
is no
buried
guilt checklist
with the
anymore.
frogs.
Buried with the frogs.
frogs.
And Kit's horrible clothes.
Yeah,
in the
and I
yard.
think, you know, as silly as this scene is, like that weight of expectation is kind of off of all of you. I would say for once, but it's kind of been a nice consistent thing you've had for a bit now, and maybe it'll stay that way for a while. I think with that is a good end to our chapter. Now there are special rules again for our final cycle. I think at this point we don't need to worry about reputation. You are all kind of firmly in the clear on that. Our rumors are what they are at this point. There will always be rumors, of course, you know, about the state of people's horses and what magics people are doing in their gauche butterflies. But it's, I think, got less of an effect on you all now. You're firm in where you need to be. So we go to our last epistolary. I still haven't learned.
Epistolary.
There we go. I still haven't learned to pronounce it in 4 episodes. Instead of writing letters this time, typically in the game we would write a epilogue letter. Since I don't want to make you all watch us sit and silently write letters for 15 minutes, we are going to do just more of a traditional epilogue scene. I don't know, would we like to do that as a group, or do we think it would be more appropriate to have separate, perhaps grouped at times, epilogues?
Maybe separate / group kind of ones, yeah.
You could do one of each.
Yeah, we can start and see where it goes.
Yeah.
So, I think we're supposed to, according to the book, go years later. I think we'll just go forward a couple of years. And say 2 to 3. Everyone's had their weddings, their trips to the States.
I need to Google something.
I think, you know, the Worthington estate is in good shape. The Count recently, he's not dead, but he has started to sort of back off from his duties. You know, he's getting a little older. He hasn't quite walked the same since the shot in the leg, so he's really been letting Jasper and Beatrice take over. And as we said, they're sort of a new guard in Larkwell. Who would like to go first to tell us what that maybe looks like? I don't know. Jump ahead.
I can go first. I feel like I always go first, though. Okay, so I think the thing that Torin, like, goes after, like, going on all these journeys is that he finds his own, like, motive to, like, bring joy in his life, and that is kind of, like, going to different countries and getting books and seeing how they create and make stories and also the artifacts and stuff like that. And he comes back and he builds a museum for the area. And that's how he starts.
It's a little dangerous building a museum in Britain.
Well, none of these artifacts are stolen, like some of the British Museum artifacts. These were all gifts, not stolen. And most of it's like a library and it kind of, he starts also a publishing house, so he starts to like build his like family's reputation in like money, actually starting to build it up a little more because his family was just kind of eating off of the tithes that was like coming with the being a Viscount versus actually making their own money. And
yeah, your father's generation very much like, especially when your mother passed, he was just sort of using up the rest of the funds, and that was, of course, something that hung over your family. So Torin kind of having these pursuits, you know, maybe even the to-be count is helping you with his business acumen.
And I think the part of that is like also researching like who his dad made these karmic debts, these magical debts with, and trying to figure out how he can fix that.
Well, you've got a lot of people proficient in learning how to write karmic debts around you, so.
Yeah.
I would say Connie is doing his best to help you, you know, work your way past those karmic debts and hopefully has helped you to work through some of those, you know, and mostly doing good deeds, and some of these people are just bad people, but you could find a way around it, figure it out. As an Aishi, Connor is just adept at that and happy to be spending time with his beloved Torin and continuing to travel the world and I guess not illegally assemble artifacts to bring back to our museum.
They are paid for works of art commissioned by the artists who created them legally.
Entirely legally, everything is credited.
They're one of the good ones.
Yes, everything is good. And just sort of building a happy life with lots of horses.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, maybe doing like a Western riding school or something.
Oh, I like that.
In Larkwell.
It's not a good Regency piece if we're not all just like the best rich people ever, right?
Yeah.
Of course not. But I think that's good for Connie and Torin.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the 2 years in advance, yeah.
Captain Esther Haskell
Ooh.
finally got that promotion. I think she spends about half the year now in the field and about half the year at home with Margaret. And when she is home, it is like truly a 50-50 split of time between time with Margaret and time with the boys.
The
boys combined get as much time as her wife.
Yeah.
And she's spent a lot of time, you know, with her unit. She has slain many more worms, personally, and I don't know how to word this. She's in charge. She often has to just tell, you know, Corporal Jim to go get rid of that worm.
She's girl bossing.
She's girl bossing it.
And as we've established in this society, it's sometimes hard for our women to progress to those sort of points in their career. So Esther's making a very positive change in the worm hunting biz.
Yeah. I think Margaret and Esther are expecting a first child, and some more will appear eventually. That's about it.
Child. Yeah, Margaret is definitely excited to be having kids. She's always wanted to be a mom, and she's excited to like build that family with Esther.
I imagine Beatrice has probably already had her first child at this point.
Yes, I
And-
think that was pretty quick. Jasper was like, he wanted to be a dad more than Beatrice probably wanted to be a mom, and like was like so excited about like having little ones run around. Like I think they already have 3.
Stay at home,
2 years.
Jasper.
Yeah,
That's horrifying. Unless there's like twins involved.
There's got to be twins.
There's got to be twins.
who's to say?
Who's to say? I think the way that time works. But yeah, Beatrice, especially when Esther is away, is spending a lot of time with Margaret, just like, hyping her up about how all of their 8 million little children can go play in Larkwell together, as everyone did when they were younger.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of the child. I don't know, what kind of child do we have?
It's definitely like a very passionate, stubborn, like very like
It's
very loud, but like to like
this
be
is
in
the
charge
kid
of the moment.
that like you would get if you put little Margaret and little Esther and little Torin and little Fred into a blender and made a child out of that.
Very
resulting
sure of
face.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, we need to give this kid a name.
The kid's name is
Edie.
Ralph. Oh,
Ralph. Ralph.
Edie Ralph. Or Ralph Edie.
Edie's the second one.
I wanted to name it after my dead brother.
Oh yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
Edie.
Edie.
Ralph's the second one.
Sorry.
Edie, and then Ralph is the one that's on the way.
Yeah.
Edie is constantly like in the mud, in the woods, in the library, just everywhere that they are not supposed to be.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Frederick.
Well, Frederick took some trips to the Americas, as
Both of them?
maybe.
I mean,
No.
No.
Just the northern one.
just New Jersey.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We explored some of the swamps there. I may have possibly accidentally left Kit's gargoyle there by accident. It was a total accident.
Total accident. It came all the way on the boat with you
Well,
through the swamp.
It was kind of stowed away.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And now the swamps are filling up with frogs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, frogs in a swamp.
So, we spent some time in New York City. Perhaps?
Well, the visits to the swamps of New Jersey got Cassandra's creativeness flowing, and she's just coming off of her one-woman show that she created herself of a story of an ogre in a
Oh
swamp.
my god.
And she wrote
the musical.
She wrote a character around Frederick that was obsessed with waffles.
And in the morning.
So, Cassandra, I guess, is the inspiration for the worm in the play.
Cassandra is the inspiration for everything except for Donkey.
Of course,
my
of course.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing. And, she spent a lot of sleepless nights feverishly writing, one day the world is going to roll me. I don't know.
It's not even in the musical.
But, well, it's her. That's Cassandra erasure. Okay? They didn't appreciate her genius.
Right.
At the time.
I imagine between your trips to the States, you are being dragged out to many a social event back
Yes.
in England
In
as
fact,
well.
We've started a theater,
Oh.
a theater school
Oh.
to teach thespians.
Love that. Love it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what we've been up to.
All right. Yeah, so everyone, and I assume everyone still keeps in contact. I'm sure you see each other
Many a
around
letter.
Larkwell whenever.
Kit has been doing exactly what Kit has been doing for the last 30 years, which is
Chilling.
living at home and causing problems.
Yeah. No, it's not all the time that all 4 of you are in Larkwell at the same time anymore because you've all got very busy, involved lives. But when you do, you all gather together still your friends are all still around. The boys, Beatrice, Katie, Isabel even.
Who?
Yeah, who?
Who is she?
Every morning her parents are like, who is this girl?
They're so mean to her. You know what? She's married to Horatio now, and they're very happy being quiet and keeping to themselves
And
together.
every day he's like, who?
No, Horatio would never.
He is a spirit medium. He would never forget someone.
Well, the spirits tell him every morning. They go, that's Isabel. She's your wife.
It's like a 51st date
I know.
situation.
Well, it's kind of reverse because no one forgets her.
But yeah, everyone in Larkwell has developed very fulfilling lives, both in and out of it. And, you know, again, it's sort of your place now.
Larkwell has become known for having like the most amazing horses in all of
The
England.
best parties, the best
Yeah.
horses, the best gargoyles.
Yeah.
It's a very fashionable place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like it's like a vacation place for rich people or something. But we close our scene on a brighter, happier, more vibrant, more butterfly-filled Larkwell. And I think that is the end of our final epilogue chapter. Thank you very much again for joining us. If you liked the game, once again, it is Good Society, and we specifically were using pieces from the Expanded Acquaintances expansion. I really liked this game, and I think we all did.
So much fun.
In general, like, not sponsored, just really like them. Storybrewers does some really cool stuff. We just did their other game, Fight with Spirit, which is a similar improvisational storytelling game, but basketball, well, sports.
Yeah, sports.
If you like narrative-heavy, rules-light games, I think these are really good in being rules-light but giving you structure. They also have a lot of little, like, tiny games that I hope we'll get to do sometimes. I don't know. I really like them. Go check this game out. Thank you very much for traveling with us. In June, you'll hopefully see a few more one-shots out of us. And then in the later summer, we will be doing something exciting with Spooky Cowboys.
Ooh,
So make
Spooky
sure...
Cowboys.
Ooh. Thank you again for joining us. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so when we are traveling again, you can join us. And if you can't wait for that, if you sit exactly where you are for the next 22 and a half hours, you can watch Plan C.
And I'll be there
And
playing Riven.
Maeve will be there.
I'm not moving.
Yeah, Maeve will be sitting in that seat
The
for
whole
22
time.
and a half hours. Thank you again, and have a wonderful night.